How do I get startup investor meetings when I don't know any investors? I was always worried, make that panicked about getting investor meetings when I was raising money. I didn't have a network, yet I was able to arrange meetings with 64 investors and raise my initial funding of $12 million. In today's video, I'll share with you the 5-step process, that's 5 steps, I used to get investor meetings and raise funding. I hope you like it. Hi, I'm Brett. On my channel, I help early stage startup CEOs like you raise money and grow your startup. So if this sounds like you, then hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get notified every time I release a new video. Let's get started. And let's start with step 1. Should you be raising money? Just because you want to raise money doesn't mean you should be raising money. Raising startup funding is incredibly hard. Fundraising is essentially a full-time job stacked on top of your other full-time job of running your company. Plus, you're likely to be fundraising for a long time. The average successful fundraising takes 6 months. 6 months! But it can take even longer. In my case, it took over 2 years for us to raise our initial $12 million of funding. Finally, there is the real chance you might not be successful raising funding. For every 100 meetings an angel investor or VC takes, they will invest in one company. That's it. My point is that you should only raise funding if there's no other way for you to grow your company. Otherwise, wait to raise money until you've made more progress. The fundraising will likely be easier for you because your company will have shown more progress. Now we're on to step 2 of our process. Step 2, determine the type of investor you should be raising money from. There are 5 sources of funding for early stage startups. Number 1, your funds, your personal funds. Number 2, friends, family, and co-founders. Number 3, angel investors. Number 4, early stage VCs. I know there's a number 5 in there too. We're not going to talk about them, but accelerators. Usually, the money you'll use to get started will be from those first 2 groups. The amounts here are usually small, maybe just $1,000 up to maybe $100,000. But let's say you want to raise a larger amount of funding. You have some initial traction in the market and you need $200,000. Who should you raise money from in this situation? You're likely going to be raising money from angel investors or early stage VCs. The more traction you have, the more likely it will be to raise money from VCs. I've put together a simple chart of traction versus round size. It goes like this. If you're raising $50,000 to $500,000, then you'll likely need monthly revenue of $1,000 to $50,000. If you're raising $500,000 to $5 million, then you'll likely need monthly revenue of $50,000 to $500,000. I want to emphasize that there are always exceptions to this, but to raise money without revenue, you'll likely need a track record of success. I know this isn't what you want to hear, but it's the current reality. Finally, early stage investors are looking for returns of about 30x. So they have to believe that the $200,000 invested will have the potential of returning at least $6 million to them. This means if you give up 10% of your company for $200,000, your company has to have the potential of being worth $60 million. You get the idea. Next, we move on to step number 3. Set up your investor meetings. We have our target group of investors set, but how do we get meetings when we don't know any investors? There are 3 steps you need to take. The first step is build your list of target investors. My favorite tool to use is Crunchbase. It costs around $99 per month, but they have a free trial you can use. You can search by geography, the size of investment, and the type of investment they invest in. That's investors. This is exactly what I would do to build out my initial list of investors. The ideal investors should have these traits. Number one, you want investors that are interested in investing in your type of company. Number two, you want investors that write the check size you need. Number three, you want investors that are geographically close to you. That should be your list. The great thing about Crunchbase is it has a worldwide list of investors. No matter where you are in the world, you can find a list of investors to reach out to that are close to you geographically. The second step you want to take is to figure out how you'll contact these investors. I'd use LinkedIn to see if I had any contacts that were directly connected to the investor you want to meet. If you do, then ask the person for a warm introduction to the investor. If you don't know anyone directly, then you can write a cold email to the investor. You want the email to be direct and to the point. Here's an example of what I did for cold emails. They work, by the way. Here's the email headline I used. Email headline, Analog IC Investment Opportunity. The body of the email went like this. Hi name. The name, by the way, means the name of the investor. My name is Brett Fox. I am the CEO of Touchstone Semiconductor. Touchstone is a high-performance analog IC company, think Linear and Maxim, that achieves profitability with minimal funding. The founding team, including the design team, are alumni of Maxim. The designers average over 20 years of experience. We have a term sheet from a very good VC on Sand Hill Road. And we are looking for an additional investor. Please let me know how you would like to proceed. Best regards, Brett Fox. You can attach your pitch deck to the email if you'd like, by the way. This format works because it's short, to the point, and easy for an investor to read. And that's what you want. Don't oversell in this, by the way. Now, we're on to step number 4. Have successful investor meetings. Okay, it's really critical that you are ready to raise money before you reach out to investors. Ready means that you have a pitch deck and pitch that's ready to go. Ready means that you and your co-founder have rehearsed your bios, so you can get done with your team slide in 3 minutes or less. Ready means that you have your data room ready. Ready means you've researched the investor you're going to meet. Ready means you've developed your question list for investors. Now, we're on to the final step in our process. Step number 5, manage the fundraising process for success. Remember, raising money is high-level sales. I would use an off-the-shelf CRM tool like Pipedrive to help manage your fundraising process. Or you can develop your own CRM tool using Excel or Google Sheets. A couple of pointers for you. First, I wouldn't reach out to every investor on my list at once. Instead, I would reach out to about 10 investors at a time. There are likely going to be things that don't go to plan in your pitch. So you pitch 10 investors and then you make whatever adjustments you need to make. Then, you keep repeating the process until you're successful. Second, ask investors at the end of your pitch if they have any concerns about the investment. This gives you the chance to answer any questions that they have right then and there. It's really powerful to do this, by the way. Now, if this content is resonating with you, then please hit the like button right now. One final thought. Don't raise money unless you absolutely have to. Here's that chart on traction I put up earlier in the pitch. The classic mistake that I see over and over again is CEOs trying to raise money before they are able to. The reality is you need traction to raise money from professional investors. Again, it doesn't mean you can't raise money without traction, but it's really tough to do so. Now, what did you learn from today's video? Put your answer in the comments column below today's video. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments column too, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Now, I have one more thing for you today. It's my free startup pitch deck template. It has all the slides you need to develop an awesome pitch deck. Click the link below today's video, that's below today's video, and it's yours for free. And if you haven't already, then join my free group of startup CEOs called Zero to Pitch. It's a community for startup CEOs focusing on growing their early stage startups and startup CEOs raising money for their early stage startups. It's free for life. Can't get a better deal than that. Click the link below this video to join. Finally, click the subscribe button to get notified every time I release a new video. I'm Brett at brettjfox.com. Thanks for watching today. Take care. Bye.